Please support this channel by subscribing and leaving comments.
Hey everybody, I hope that all is well. In this video, I'm going to show film footage of Roger Patterson. Roger Patterson, of course, is one of the most notorious, well-known researchers of all time. And of course, he is most recognized as being one of the individuals responsible for obtaining the infamous and famous Patterson-Gimlin film from October 20th, 1967. Some of the footage you're going to see of Patterson you may have seen before, while other pieces of footage you will not have seen. I would be most curious to know which you have seen and which you haven't, but I will say that some of it is, up until this point in time, after viewing it, very rare. Extremely rare. So yeah, leave some comments, let me know what you've seen and what you haven't seen, and I want to give a huge thanks to all the individuals who have helped me over the years to obtain much of this footage. Thank you, you know who you are, and I appreciate it. I hope you enjoy this, and again, let me know what you've seen and what you haven't seen. Take care.
come up and say, well, that's a Sasquatch. I know what it was, and I feel that within the next 5, maybe 10 years, that if I don't capture one, somebody's going to.
You're going back out to capture one?
Oh, yes, absolutely.
Hi, I'm Roger Patterson, and I'd like to tell you how I got started in this exciting adventure and a few of the things that have happened to me. Have you ever read something or heard a story and wished you were part of it, but yet it seemed way far off? I guess that's the way I felt when I read an article in True magazine in 1959. The story was written by a world-famous zoologist, Ivan Sanderson. It told of huge human-like tracks that would mysteriously appear on logging roads in the mountains of northern California. These tracks would lead up to steel culverts and full 50-gallon drums of diesel oil. And then, to the amazement of the logging crew, the tracks would carry away the drum or the culvert, which would weigh well over 500 pounds, and then throw it over into a canyon. The article went on to tell of giant creatures that bounded across logging roads in front of the loggers as they would come down the mountains at night. A wild story. But I began pondering the thought, could there possibly be subhuman creatures roaming the mountains of northern California? Impossible. And yet I was intrigued. I began talking to anyone that I thought would listen. Some were real interested, but mostly they laughed and said, Roger, what you need is a long vacation. You're going nuts. Well, after I heard that too many times, I decided they were right. So I took that long vacation right up into the mountains of northern California. A friend of mine, Rod Thornton, went along, mostly for laughs, however, but he soon changed his mind because this whole thing turned into pretty serious business. We talked to a lot of people, including Jerry Crew. He was a cat skinner, or a cat driver, that Sanderson had mentioned in his article. Since that first trip, I've covered a good many miles, 1,000 miles, researching on this subject. It's been a long, hard uphill battle, but one more rewarding I can't possibly imagine. People ask, what do these things really look like? Well, you just heard one eyewitness account, but to give you an even clearer picture, I've drawn a life-size illustration of what a full-grown male would look like. This drawing is based not only on my observations of one at close range, but of hundreds of descriptions of people throughout the Northwest. Notice the flatness of the nose, the massiveness of the jaw structure, and the thin lips. No neck at all. This is something that all of the sightings have reported to have. Very little neck. About this particular creature here would be about 3.5 feet across the shoulders and about 9 feet tall. Body covered completely with hair. The arms are longer, a little bit in proportion than most humans. And going on down to the feet, they are big feet, but in proportion to the size of this creature, they're not that big. Was it a Bigfoot? I'm not sure. One thing I am sure of, it was not a bear, deer, elk, or cougar that made that sound.
But let Roger Patterson himself approach you with his story and his film.
In 1967, the 20th of October, myself and Bob Gimlin were going out into Northern California area. It's in the Humboldt County there. And this is about 40 miles back in the wilderness. The nearest little settlement is a town called Orleans. There's approximately 17,000 square miles in there that are unmapped. And it's a very primitive area, very rugged area. We had been in this area trying to find evidence of the giant creatures called Bigfoot or Sasquatch. And we had been in there about a week and a half. We were camped on the Bluff Creek there. This particular day we had started up Bluff Creek and had gotten about 4 miles or so from our camp. And we had started to come around a bend. I was riding this little horse here named Peanut. And he shied and jumped backwards and reared up. And as he did, I tried to pull him down, and as I did so, I pulled too hard and we both fell to the ground. I was able to get up, and as I held the horse by the reins and come around him, I then looked over to my left and I seen this creature. And it was standing by the creek there about 120 feet away from us. And then it started moving away from us, walked up the bank and turned around, looked at us again, and I was able to get into my saddlebag and get my camera out and start shooting pictures.
If you're enjoying all this rare and unique content, please show your support by subscribing and leaving comments.